Welcome everyone to the Goddess Temple. My name is Chris. And for today's video, what I have coming through is honestly, okay, so this is it's gonna be a bit of a dense topic, but then at the same time, it might be quite replenishing for you and kind of fresh in a way just because it's a little change of pace. And what's wanting to come through is what in your life has come through, has been asking you to move through and actually let go of? What is this death? What is this fear that you are holding so tightly onto that you know you're ready to actually let go of? Thing is, diving into this place where you're just you're face to face with death. You're face to face with this gripping fear that you're not going to have the abundant life that you thought that you were going to, that you're going to experience the most painful thing ever because in some way that you did something wrong and it's come back to get you. And the thing is, even though that this feeling and this fear might be here, there is a part of you that knows that there is another face to it. Yes, it is daunting. Yes, it is heavy. Yes, it is painful. But there is something else here that tells you a little bit more about who you are and what you're available for and what you have been available for. And the thing is, it's not something outside of you that's going to come get you, it's actually within you. It's these deeper places that you haven't faced, that you haven't lived your fullest, complete self to. The place that you've been avoiding, that you've been saying, you know what, I'll deal with it later, or you know what, I have time to live it, to experience it, to breathe it, to embody it. And you're starting to realize that that's not the case, that you are always going to have to face it whether you like it or not. And if you don't face it now, you will have to face it at some point in your life. And this is where your soul gets this resilience. Right? This is what we talk about: souls reincarnating into a higher realm, or a good life, right? A peaceful life. It's this belief in this tradition that the soul continues to move on and to live on. As true as that is, there is also another truth where it's the body that picks up on other souls, other memories, and embodies it. And so it may not be reincarnation, but it's a memory, an essence, an energy um, that this vessel picks up on, that transmission, that lingering essence that that went on. And there's truth to that too, right? And beyond both of these belief systems, beyond both of these traditions, I come from a place where I like to look at it as both of them are true, and at the same time, they're not 100% false. But at the same time, it's not the full truth. It's not the only truth, and it's not the full truth. It should not take away from you stepping into your life and you living the fullest, authentic, abundant self expression that is here. And I know that was a bit of so many adjectives and verb, well, not adjectives, right? Adjectives for this one concept, but yeah, there's more to it than what we're fed. Life has so much more to it. Life is so pure and abundant and holy and expressive and expansive, and there's so much aliveness available to be lived, to be had, to be sung to be tasted. As much as it's valuable and precious to transcend, There is also such a thing as living the life that you're currently living in. To live life and experience life through the physical body that you have. To transcend and move past the obstacles that are right here in front of you. The whole what ifs and possibilities that are daunting, and that you're constantly looking in the back of your mirror to see what's back there, what's ready to come forward, and what's chasing you, or if someone or something is chasing you. That looking back, that happens when you're not living your full life. When you're not living your authenticity, your reverence, in reverence. When you are trying so hard to say, hey, okay, am I going down the right path? Is it going to disrupt and dishonor someone around me? Yes and no. Like all of those stories, put them aside. Because that ain't true. That ain't true in any way. Fully live your life because you are here to live it in the fullest authentic expression. And the thing is, the more you keep living your authenticity, the more you keep living your current life, your current experience, you will see that all of these traditions, not one is wrong and the other is right, but you get to draw wisdom from them. And these are just documented wisdom. There is such thing as an experiential wisdom that you get to move through, and that comes with practice, that you get to practice your wisdom, that you get to practice activating and using your body, which is a tool. This vessel is a tool as much as your soul, and your spirit is a tool as much as nature is tools. We can create. We're here to create as human beings, and so creating with the body that you have really allows you to create more abundance and wholeness. And so I'm gonna bring this back into death and transition. The thing is with this transitions, the more you lean into your boundaries, your discomforts. Sorry if my camera's a bit slanted. Let me straighten that up. Okay, so as I was saying, the more you keep leaning into these little places of, are you doomed for this reality? Are you anticipating something painful to come through? The thing is, death is painful. As much as pleasure can be painful and so uncomfortable. Too much of it for some people, especially if you haven't experienced it in so long, or it's so strange that you've never even had that level of joy and pleasure, it's so uncomfortable. The only ones that truly do enjoy and feel joy without practice are babies. After a certain point, because of your surrounding, depending on your surrounding, depending on the people around you and how their nervous systems are, you will be able to gauge and see, oh, they're okay with my laughter being like this. And you know what? They're playing along with it. And other times they're not. So what is this? So babies change. We change as babies. Um, the way that we approach life and the way that we navigate through it. And all of this keeps transitioning as we keep going through life. We keep transitioning within ourselves. And so it's a practice to move through death, to move through transition, to move through life, and to be okay with becoming something new, to be okay with being transformed, to being forgotten, to being dismissed, to being not being relevant. And there's different waves of life that you are here to experience. Lean into it because you will. You will know what it's like to embody a certain degree of clarity, of substance, of something. And you keep moving through it. You keep flowing through it. And it has nothing to do with whether you are accepted or if you will be left alone to deal with whatever you are faced with. The people that you expect, that you thought would be there with you, they may not be. Because for them, that's a boundary or that's an extreme. That's a polarizing extreme for them that's so uncomfortable that they themselves don't have the tools or the capacity to move through. And so this is when new people come into your world and they show you the way. They move through with you what it's like for you to embody your fullness and to truly savor all aspects of you into the fullest way possible. It's okay that you live and move through life differently. It's okay that you feel heavy. And sometimes in this heaviness, you do need to take time for yourself, reduce the external stimulations, and to be present with the transition, with the transformation, with the shedding, with the death. To let yourself be moved into something new, to let yourself be challenged. It's painful and quite expansive at the same time. I don't know where this message wants to go, so I'm gonna keep going and let's see where it goes. Um, I really hope that there's still something here that you guys were able to um, savor and pick up with and move through. Because I mean, there's you know what's actually being asked of me is, or like reminded really, is the type of way that we've said that there's one way that's the right way of living life. And we have all these rules, all these sayings, all these, what is it? Stories and poems and literature in some way. All of these have been passed down, and in any and every situation, you can use that very same thing to see if you are living and moving down the righteous way, right? And we apply this as needed to the people around us, and people apply this to us as they feel is needed. And if you haven't noticed, it's all perspective, personal perspective on what that message means. And when you come across death, the idea, the story that you have around the message changes. And I like to call this a different perspective, a fractal that you are experiencing. And when you experience this fractal, you're still experiencing it from this one viewpoint, but you noticed a certain detail that you didn't notice before. However, everything outside, everything inside, every little other detail still exists. It's just your awareness, your perception has shifted. And this is why death is so abundant and beautiful. As uncomfortable as it can be, it is still quite, um, it just moves through you, right? It brings you and shows you a different way of living. And even then, it just shows you what your own morality is, what your own mortality is. and what it means to be eternal. This story of the eternal life, this eternal elixir that makes you immortal. It's this. The more you move through death, like you actually have to die for you to drink this elixir, and it's a metaphorical elixir. It's a metaphorical death. And you keep going through these little places, you keep going through these polarities, you keep brushing up against these edges, these boundaries. And the more you keep doing that, you meet yourself even more, and you're like, whoa, I'm still alive, and I am human, and I'm here to be that much more. Oh, wait, I can actually give more, I can do more. Wow, that's something. Don't be in such a rush to create again, to move again. It's okay if you're a little bit dull and stagnant. You move to the capacity that you have, and when you're ready to quiet down, you quiet down again. But allow yourself, give yourself some grace to move through these depths and these edges. Let yourself move through these edges. I feel like this is the perfect way to leave a message. I really hope that there was something of value or something that you guys were able to take away from. Somewhere, something that must have soothed a little bit of your soul, a little bit of a question that you may have had. And I wish you guys all the best, and I will speak to you soon.